Welcome to Forged of Blood. If you'd like to check out the game, there is a link in the description, but otherwise this is a Dungeons & Dragons tactical RPG grand adventure kind of game. And, well, as I say, that's the reason why you should probably check out the Steam store page, because there is so much in this game. And we're going to be playing a new game, and I'm actually not going to be skipping the intro because I'd like you to see it.
Humankind has always been inferior to us. Their short lives driven by primitive survival instinct and immediate fancies rather than the nobler pursuits of our kind. That is why they serve us. And we, in turn, guide them for millennia. That all changed, of course. It started, as many tales often do, with an ordinary evening. A sleepy castle in the moonlight, a world on the brink. A royal family together for one final moment before. Fire, blood, and war. At the head of a new insurrection, the humans of Atiras have risen up against the rule of their betters, hell-bent on governing themselves into oblivion. Outnumbered and taken by surprise, defenders fell by the dozens, as the human swarm only grew in number. Amidst the chaos of the siege, a king stands with the last of his men. Sword in hand, the king uttered one final command to his aide. Quintus, see to my boys, and led his men in one final sally.
Alright, so welcome to the tutorial kind of area. Basically, I'm not going to be showing the tutorial right now because I have already played through this, so I know exactly what's going on, kind of. I mean, it's a very deep RPG, so there are many things that you're going to be wanting to look at here. Basically, I'm just going to show you some of the combat initially because, well, you can see here that there can actually be no victory, but there can be glory and death. And basically you just have to survive for as long as you can, and King Aurelian must survive. Now this is obviously just the tutorial just to kind of give you an idea as to what kind of combat you're going to be seeing as you go forward in the game. So this guy's a spellcaster, as you can see. He's a high mage, and as a result I will be using AoE spells against them. There we go. Some decent damage, not too bad. I was actually hoping for a little bit more than that, but that's alright. I don't mind so much. Now, these green, blue, and yellow little dots on the ground here, they signify what kind of movement you are going to be able to do. So, for example, a blue dot is basically just a regular movement action. A yellow dot is like a dash, a double move, which also makes it so that you can't attack afterwards, as far as I'm aware, unless you obviously trigger another ability. Otherwise, we have Shift. Now, this is a quick action which does not consume your movement points, as far as I'm aware, and you can then move somewhere else. So we're just going to move down here with a swift action, and you can see here that I can now do some damage, and I will be doing some damage against that guy down there, doing some massive damage, actually. And I can also use Hunter's Diligence if I so desire, because every single unit has a lot of different abilities and causes attacks to apply agility damage. Sure, I will use it. Why not? Maybe it will help me for the next turn. I'm not entirely sure if it lasts until the next turn, but I suppose we'll see. Anyway, here is King Aurelian himself, and I'm going to be just using a double move just to get him right down there. He is very well armored, so it's highly unlikely he's going to die. I did not have him die the previous time that I played, So shouldn't be too bad. And now we have these guys here as well. Obviously, these guys do tend to move a little bit slower than you would like. Then obviously you have this, increases accuracy and penetration and so on and so forth. So we're just going to buff ourselves up a little bit here, and then we'll see what we can do. Now, the cool thing, this is not the entire game, you see. This is not the entire game. These are just the combat scenarios that you will, of course, be participating in. But there is a very deep RPG layer. There is a very deep strategic layer, and obviously you can see the tactical layer. So basically what's going on right now is we're going to be, obviously, well, we're going to be losing this battle eventually, because that's literally just what the battle is for. It's just a tutorial to get you used to the combat and all that sort of thing. But basically what we're going to be doing after this is we're going to be getting to see the world map, and the world map is massive and very impressive. And let's see if I can maybe do some damage with our mage here. Oh, nice. Almost killed him. Almost killed him. Okay, so maybe I can actually finish him off with our huntsman here, or maybe I can do some damage somewhere else. Let's do some damage somewhere else, maybe down there. That's pretty decent to me. And then we'll see what we can do once these guys have finished their turns. You can increase the speed of the AI's turn, which is actually really awesome too, because sometimes in games, maybe like XCOM or something along those lines, you kind of want the AI to be a little bit faster. And this game obviously has already thought of that, which is great, because that means you can basically just press on F3 or F2 and increase it to double or quadruple speed. Obviously you can click on it as well if you so desire. But yeah, I think that's a really cool thing. We are taking some damage there, but that's actually fine. No, not a problem there. We can actually move down here and whack him. There we go, for 353 damage. And then we will go over here, and maybe we're going to do something. Maybe we're going to do Executioner's Swing. Sounds like a plan. Oh, I can't actually do that, apparently. Yes, can't actually do that, because I needed the gem, or the movement point that I actually spent moving, so it seems like that ability needs to be used from a stationary position. That's good to know, though. I didn't know that before, but now I know that now, so it's nice. Otherwise, we now have the opportunity to use our AoE spell once again. I'm going to do that. Ah, not as much damage as I would have liked, but it's fine, it's fine. Just a little bit of damage here and there is good enough for me. Let's do some more damage to that guy. There we go. And that's basically a little bit of the combat. So I'm actually going to click End Tutorial now, because what that's going to do is it's just going to advance us to the next stage of the game. And obviously we're going to have defeat here, because that's exactly what's happening here. You're supposed to lose this particular battle so that the story can continue.
Theirs was a valiant stand by any measure. Nearly unmatched in single combat, the king and his men held their ground against the unrelenting mass of humanity. Each life given willingly, each sacrifice stubbornly prolonging the inevitable. The king is dead. Long live the king. And so begins their story.
Alright, so here we are. This is the world map, and now we're going to be conversing with our companions and the various other characters that we will be encountering. Anyway, hi, Commander Quintus right here. He says, "Daylight at last, we've made it. Laven Tavias, you will know that your father's last act was to make sure that you both make it here. My princes, Commander Quintus, the king's stand was a testament to the man he was. You have our condolences and our eternal gratitude. Let us repay his sacrifice in kind. Take these provisions and be on your way. The rest of us will scatter and create tracks to confuse any would-be pursuers." "Commander Quintus, allow me to accompany you and the young princes. The king spared me from his fate. Now let me give my life to his heirs." "Very well. My princes, take the moment to rest and look over this map. Alright, so this is the world map. It's huge. It's absolutely huge, as you can see. It's crazy. And we're going to be running around it and encountering all kinds of different things. Judging by the position of the sun and the body of water to the south, the tunnels must have led us under the river and into Volcariat. From here, I say we make for Genevan Castle. Or Genevan, perhaps. That old ruin? And there it is, all the way over there. That ruin is your ancestral home and the only place in which your safety can be guaranteed. We can rally those who are loyal to your family there. Until then, we have a long march ahead. And how do you propose we get there? Well, along the road, I assume. With one foot in front of the other, dear boy. Come, we'll need supplies and weaponry for the road ahead. There should be a small Red Guard supply cache nearby. And there it is. Alright, so, fine, you take point, Tavius. Young monarchs being expendable and all. Yes, okay, so now we have a party. We have a party of Kannikan refugees, and we have 4 characters in that party, so let us continue onward. This is one of the many Red Guard supply caches hidden around the continent. We will need to help ourselves to the supplies and the armory if we are to make the long march to the Genevan Castle. Alright. So this will take us 3 days to get there. Basically what you can do is you can also speed up on the world map if you don't want to wait. I think it's really cool to actually see the piece moving on the map right there. And you can see that the map is huge. It takes a long time to get anywhere, and that's the reason why that speed up function is fantastic. Excellent, this cache looks intact. This should be more than enough to see us to Genevan. Help yourselves to a weapon of your choosing, assuming you both still remember what I taught you. Alright, so we've completed the quests. Or one quest at least, and we now have the ability to choose from a wide variety of different weapons in our inventory once we get onto the world map again. When you're ready, we should move. The rebels cannot be far behind if they follow the tunnels. I've personally trained some of the Red Guards stationed in Sovin, and their loyalty is without question, and they are some of the finest swordsmen I've ever trained. Then we make for the outpost and gather an army. Lead on, brother. Alright, so that is where we need to go next. And if we want to, we can press C and we can go into our units inventories. And basically the game recommends that you have a primary and secondary set of weapons. And I think we're probably going to do something like that, but I would like to... I'm actually unsure really whether I should do that or not, because on the one hand, I kind of want to just leave them with what they have, and then kind of just see what they're gonna be good at later down the line. But I suppose we'll just see. They're wearing steel medium armor, and wow, that's some really good armor right there. He's using a bow, so maybe we want to give him like a shield or something like that. He actually can't even use a shield by the looks of things. So maybe we'll just give him a... I don't even know. Maybe a steel warhammer or steel great axe or something like that. Let's give him a steel great axe on there. Don't know if that's any good for him personally, but we'll just give it to him nevertheless. We'll give this guy a bow, and this guy a bow as well. And I don't even know what this guy should use. Probably some spells. Why not? Let's make him use some spells. And now let's move on. The Red Guard are an elite military order made up of some of the most powerful Naishalan nobles in the world of Atirius. Spread amongst various outposts throughout the regions of the world, the Red Guard act as arbiters of the King's justice as well as Brataki hunters, taking the place of large standing armies. Powerful and loyal, these men and women will protect and serve the Kannikan heirs to the end. Alright, so now we're going to continue, and we're going to travel 14 days, 2 weeks, to get all the way there. I'm going to speed up the game a little bit, just so that we can see if anything happens. As you can see, there's actually something happening down there. You there, that armor won't do you much good these days. Rebels have taken the capital. In the south, Kalan Thrawn has declared his line the last pure Neshalan blood in the land. Rebels in the capital, a new claim in the south. There aren't many loyal to the old line these days. When did this happen, boy? In the last few days, I reckon. Forgive me, my lord. They just pay me to run these messages to the next outpost. And, my lords, I would cover up those gill necks if I were you. I have no ill will for you, but the rest of my kind, well, good luck. Cullen, why is there always a thorn making things worse? If word of our escape isn't widely known, his may be the only force left in Atyrus to fight the rebellion. Alas, we are in no position to ruminate. Come, we'll deal with the thorns in our sides later. Alright, so we're going to be continuing onward to our destination here. And this is a fight. Oh yes, ready your weapons. Something's not right here. Well, hello gents. Judging by that fancy armor and the damned gills on your necks, you wouldn't happen to be the red pricks we're supposed to kill, would ya? I beg your pardon, is that how you address the heirs of Atyrus? Hush, Laven. I see. Well, you can always count on a loudmouthed brat to speak out of turn. Tell you what, your highness, why don't you lot just lay down your weapons and we'll make it quick. I warn you men now, your rebellion will not last, and this treason is punishable by death. You can still retreat. You know, we'll be doing the punishing if we don't. Little old humans like me and my brothers are killing off all your old red guards as we speak. And look who fell into our laps. No more king, no more princes, no more bloody Kanakans. Come on in. Let's make this quick. Stay close, you two. We'll take them together. Alright, so let's do this. Alright, so we have this guy. He's taking... he's being rather amusing and taking cover in a rather ill-advised position. And you can see here that if you press Alt on your keyboard, you can actually see partial cover and things like that, so that's pretty cool in my opinion. And we are going to be moving over here. Thankfully, I do have someone with a bow, so I will hopefully be able to use him to do significant damage. Yeah, nice. We actually almost killed him in one hit. Nice. That's very good. Okay, so let's move him a little bit forward. Go on to the next turn. I'm pretty hopeful that we won't take too much damage. As you can see, absolutely everyone, apart from this one guy, has to survive. So it's kind of amusing that he is... Oh, it's kind of amusing, but also sad that he is a bit expendable. But we'll see what happens here. And you can also rotate the camera, of course, using Q and E. So if you want a different camera angle, then obviously that is up to you. And there's a lot of verticality on this particular map. A bit worried about that because they might have the ability to use ranged weapons. If they do, then we might have some difficulties. But I think we might be okay. Whoa, he just died. He just died. What did he even die from? I think he died from entering our area or something along those lines. But anyway, let's move forward. And, ooh, I would like to be able to move and then shoot, but it doesn't look like I will be able to do that, so we're just going to have to go for the next turn. And I'm just going to move around here. You can also press F, by the way, so if you don't really care for the vision being blocked at all by the environment, then you can just press F and you can make it disappear, as you can see right there, which I think is a really cool feature because some games, they generally don't tend to do that, so... This obviously thought of that, which is really nice. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. Let's turn back the walls so that we can actually see that he's not walking on air. And then we can see what's happening here. Oh, 46% accuracy? No way that's going to hit. It's really nice that there's also a very detailed combat log in the bottom right, so you can actually see exactly what's going on and what exactly happened. You can also see the initiative of each of the enemies, and that obviously determines how fast they're able to take their turn in a combat situation. So I think that's really nice. Otherwise, let's move here. He has an attack of opportunity, which is unfortunate when you move into his little area, into his melee range. Thankfully, we are going to be able to kill him very easily indeed, and then we can move on to the next ones. So far, I haven't found that the combat has been too difficult, but obviously we are just in the beginning stages of the game, and that is to be expected. You're obviously not going to be fighting the most difficult fights immediately, because most of your units are still level 1. I assume they can all level up and gain additional abilities and skills and stats and all that wonderful stuff, as you would expect in an RPG. And no doubt we are going to be able to recruit more units as we go forward in the story as well, because obviously, I don't know whether you noticed, but there are 3 different squad setups, and I assume that you can have 3 different squads on the world map at a time. Don't quote me on that. I haven't gotten that far in the game yet to actually get a second squad, but I assume that to be the case. Anyway, let's continue moving onward. There we go. Maybe we can go around here. And maybe I should just switch to my bow. I mean, that might make sense. But anyway, we're just going to try and do some damage to this guy. 59% chance, 58% chance. We'll just take the 59% chance. I've been pretty lucky with the amount of damage that I've been able to do as well, which I actually really appreciate because these kinds of games are usually not very not very lenient on me, suffice it to say. I'm actually going to be switching weapons next time with this guy, so maybe I can use some spells. Don't know whether he has any spells to speak of, but it would be pretty cool if we might be able to do that. As you can see, this guy's being a bit sneaky by jumping up and down the wall there, trying to stay out of range. He's actually blocking his friend, though, by the looks of things, so that's not really helping him too much, is it? Okay, so let's move over there. Might get an attack of opportunity. Nope, no attack of opportunity this time around. That's good. And let's move over here, split our forces a little bit. Okay, I think we should be okay to eliminate... I'm going to eliminate this guy, actually, so that we can have... Ooh, I really wanted to... Ah, that was bad. Okay. Really wanted to take him out because I wanted to be able to... hopefully get up there, because I don't think there's enough space for my one unit to actually get up unless that guy moves. And can I do some damage? I don't think I can do any damage with this spell just yet because I have just switched weapons, so I will have to wait until the next turn. Oh, he's going next to us. Oh, he's actually jumping all the way down. That's interesting. I'm actually kind of surprised about that. Alright, Quintus, let's do this. Ooh, 60 damage. This guy's wearing some really good armor by the looks of things, so he's definitely hard to kill. But I think we might be okay here. Whoa, he took... Wow! He actually took damage from falling by the looks of things, or just from entering the area of this guy, because he has an aura of some kind, I believe. Ooh, we're taking some damage from that. That's okay. I don't mind taking damage. Okay, so let's just jump down. Maybe finish this guy off if we can. 82% chance. Yeah, look at that damage. Wow, the Prince really does a lot of damage right there. And maybe we can get up with a swift ability. And we'll just shoot this guy. If I don't miss, that is. And I think this is actually the last enemy that we have to deal with. So I'm going to see if I can maybe get my forces to maybe jump up here. It's kind of unfortunate that I switched the spells so late, because I actually really like the spells in this game, so it would have been nice for me to use that in this battle, but no such luck for me. Okay, so where's this guy going? Okay, so he's coming back. There we go. Alright, so he's going to do some damage. 41 only, obviously. I mean, he's not going to do that much damage to Quintus right there. I mean, who can do damage to him? No one. He's just a beast. Can I shoot from here? Maybe I can move over here and then I can shoot him? Yes, I can. Oh, miss. Ah, of course. Oh well, never mind. That's fine. Can I do some damage here? Nah, seems like I can't see him from this location, so maybe if I jump up, maybe I can then? No, don't think so. Alright, so he's probably gonna... Ooh, he might not even die from this. No, he did. Critical hit. Very nice indeed. Okay, so everyone's alive. We gained skill points, as you can see right there. We also gained weapon skill points. So we gained general skill points and weapon skill points, so basically proficiencies. And we can also take selected items and then sell the remainder if we so desire. I actually will be selecting some things. I will take all of the steel stuff. Actually, I don't even know whether that's worth it, to be honest, because we have really good armor already. And do I want to take the shield? The shield is okay, actually. I'll just take that and sell the rest. Sounds like a good plan to me. Alright. Levian, Tavius, your father would have been proud. You did well out there. Are we to believe that the Red Guard are gone? That these human scum have truly defeated us? It doesn't seem likely, but the absence of the men here suggests that there might be some truth to their claims. Human mages at the capital? Armored rebels in our Red Guard outposts? Quintus, this is no ordinary rabble. We need to keep moving. There is no refuge for us. And now we get our first true RPG kind of conversation option. So hold on, we need to search the outpost. There may be clues as to where the guardsmen went. Rationalism +1, or agreed brother, we can trust no one. Altruism -1. I think we're going to go for rationalism. Hold on, we need to search the outpost. There may be clues as to where the guardsmen went. That is a wise decision, my prince. Let me take a look. Prince Laven Tavius, take a look at this. Lord Captain Silas Paldear's log records a list of reports coming in from the other regions. Red Guard outposts were attacked and overwhelmed within the last few days. This account aligns with the siege on the capital. The capital and our outposts all attacked in the span of a few days? No human rabble is capable of this. I agree. This rebellion is far-reaching and well-organized. Paldear's last entry notes that he has taken his men to reinforce the garrison at Ocessa, hoping to make a stand there. They may yet live. So what are we to do now? Lord Paldear kept detailed notes and copies of all the reports that came in the last week. With these, I should be able to mark any points of interest between here and Genevan Castle. I leave the decision to you both. We can take the time to investigate these markers or attempt a direct march to Genevan. Either way, I urge you to always head east. There can only be more rebels behind us as time passes. Very well. Tavius, you take point. I have no inclination to engage the enemy any more than we have to. But if you feel that we should engage any points of interest marked out by Quintus, I leave that decision to you. Alright, so we've completed that quest. And now, because of the rationalism option, I assume, we now have points of interest marked between us and Genevan. It may be good for us to stop every now and then, gather allies and supplies, but know that we must stay ahead of the rebel force. How much time do we have? A few months, maybe more. If we stay out in the open for too long, we will be caught. It's going to be a long walk. Don't lead us astray, brother. I'm trusting you to see us through. Alright. So, I have now leveled up all of my forces. As you can see, they're all level 2. And I now have the opportunity to go to any of these quests. And that is the really, really cool thing about this game. You can go anywhere you want. You don't have to... You don't even have to go to these places if you don't want to. But, yeah. I'm actually really enjoying this game. I love RPGs like this. Very Dungeons and Dragons. Very strategic, tactical. Love it. Really, really cool. That is Forged of Blood. If you would like to check out the Steam store page, it was just released on Steam very recently. Then there is a link in the description. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.